Join us. You will be a part of our new division, the Brown Recluses. Sneaky and undetectable. Nektovisha! Nektovisha! Nektovisha!
After every single one of these arcade games.
Scramble. Go to scan.
And now to the massive cyber attacks.
Cyber attacks.
A cyber attack.
A Russian hacking network
took down the system in just 10 minutes.
The attack leaving slot machines out of service.
If they get away with this, it really is going to open the door for attacks against American businesses.
The FBI is also involved. Cybersecurity experts continuing to investigate the nature of this hack. Some of that information we may never know.
Let's talk about Paradox Coin, the thing he's promoting. How do we know this is a scam anyways? Well, I checked out their website to learn more, where they call themselves the future of gaming. But the one thing I really took away from Paradox is that they're not one thing. The Paradox Metaverse is actually 7 things, each one possibly dumber than the last, and I'm going to explain them. So first up is the Paradox game, which has graphics out of the PS2 era, which made me wonder why they'd be giving away PS5s. I mean, are you trying to make your games look worse by comparison? But it gets even crazier because I spoke to the founders and they called their game AAA quality. And I took issue with that.
We have worked day and night for the last year to make this. As you probably know, you've probably done your research. It takes 2 years on average to make a AAA game, right? Yes or no? On average, anyone that does a bit of research in AAA games, they know it roughly takes between 2 and 3 years for a AAA game, as far as we are concerned.
And frankly, I have to take serious issue with your claim that this is a AAA game. Yeah, this looks like a basic game you designed in Unreal Engine. I'm sure you have developers behind it. But you admit, wait, in your own marketing, you describe yourself, wait a second, you describe yourself as an indie game.
Yes, we are a self-funded indie studio, a UK-based indie gaming studio, indie studio.
Yeah, I'm not buying this AAA game story because not even they believe it. And even for an indie game studio, things seem unfinished. I mean, in one of their gameplay trailers, I found like the starter weapons HUD in Unreal Engine in their game. So how many day and nights did this really take? This isn't just any regular game, of course. It's a blockchain game. So they sell NFT avatars, which you can use to play in-game. And if you play in-game, it earns you Paracoins. Now, follow me here. To earn these Paracoins, you complete missions, which apparently require up to 8 hours of gameplay to accomplish. And once you do that, you have to wait 24 hours before starting another mission. I guess if you do that full time, they estimate you make $500 a week based on 4 hours a day of playing. Wait, I thought these missions took 8 hours to play. Okay, I'm a bit confused, but whatever, let's press on. They even have an answer for people who don't like grinding themselves. Apparently, if you want, you can rent out your avatar to someone else for Paracoins and passive income. Okay, so now you have Paracoins, right? What are you gonna do with them? Well, you can sell them, but why sell them when you can lock them up and stake them for, get this, even more Paracoins? If you do this, your Paracoins turn into P-Save, which then you lock up for a period, sorry, I'm trying to maintain my composure here. You lock up for a period of 28 to 2,888 days. The longer you lock up your money, the more you earn in a process they call delay and get paid. Sure, I guess. Now, if you want to understand how this entire staking process works, their flowchart will leave you even more confused. Here it is. And instead of explaining it, I'm going to label all of this Ponzi nonsense. This is a pro tip for you guys out there. If you ever see a flowchart that seems almost impossibly complicated, it's Ponzi nonsense. They're trying to confuse you because if you actually understood how a Ponzi scheme worked, you'd never truly invest. So I know all of this at this point seems stupid, but hey, that's only the first exciting opportunity for you. There's 7 more. So if you're not a gamer, they also give you other schemes you can get involved in. For example, there's the Paradox DAO, where you can stake PDAO coins to earn up to 10% a year in returns. And if that's not your thing, you can try the Paradox Pad, where they promise 10x to 100x multiples if you invest. Okay. They also have Paraswap, where the average user can expect to earn up to 20% on staking rewards. All right. Now, if all of that sounds dumb, you can even get your friends to invest too with Paradox Affiliate. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Every person you get gets £5. Okay, whoop-de-doo. And they want to sell you YouTube boxing pay-per-view, which is only available with their little Paracoins, right?
It's the only way to get rich in 2022 without starting up a business from scratch. For every person that you refer to Anya University, you get £15.
Really fun game.
Attention Zorgo members. The Doomsday Date was yesterday and we were able to successfully take control of hundreds of YouTube channels. However, we have run into a bit of a problem. It seems somebody was able to figure out the passcode that deactivates the Doomsday. So far the passcode has been typed into the YouTube comments section by 600,000 users. We must act fast to make sure this number does not reach 1 million people. Otherwise our code will be destroyed and we will lose everything we have worked for during the last 6 months. All pro members, please type in additional channels in the YouTube comment that need yet to be controlled by us. And always remember, I regret to inform you, my fellows, that our ability to take over YouTube.com has been destroyed. We've learned that snuck into our headquarters and discovered the passcode, Zorgo Diffuse. Are able to convince their viewers to spam the passcode across YouTube. Zorgo Diffuse was entered more than 1 million times, causing our code to self-destruct. This means war. We already have plans in motion. We will now initiate. Because too many people have decoded secret language, we are now changing the key. The key is no longer S. The key is now R. And always remember.
You mind just grabbing the 2 people who were involved in the alleged fight so that way we can confirm everybody's okay? Thank you.
Appreciate that very much.
Plenty of cameras too, so. Okay.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000. $500,000 Australia.
Getting Logan Paul's CryptoZoo, a blockchain game that made millions but never worked.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. We have a massive team behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million just because we believe it's gonna work. September 1st, CryptoZoo.co.
How it was supposed to work. You started by buying this crypto token called Zoo, which is their in-game currency, and you use Zoo coins to then buy egg NFTs, which you can then hatch to become animals. You then can breed those 2 animals to become hybrid animals. For example, if you breed a gorilla and a kitten, you get a Gore Kitty. And the more rare the NFT, the higher the daily yield of Zoo tokens that animal earns you every day. Theoretically, it works like almost like passive income. You can then burn your animal NFTs to release the Zoo they earned back to you, and from there you can invest it into eggs or just cash out. which is why when people were told all you had to do to play was buy an egg, people spent millions. Just on the first launch between ETH and Zoo, people bought $2.5 million worth of eggs in the first day. And did I mention the game hadn't even been launched yet? All people were buying was the marketing and the promises. And it wasn't just the NFTs they bought either. The Zoo token also skyrocketed in value, reaching a $2 billion market cap pre-game launch.
So I acquired a bunch of eggs, and I actually want to play the game. I didn't acquire the eggs with the intent of keeping them. I actually wanted to hatch them and see what I got out of them and play in this ecosystem that's been advertised or whatever, right? And then I can't do anything. It's not showing up on the website when I connect my wallet, etc., etc. So I'm a little baffled. I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. So I open up a support ticket. with CryptoZoo, and Ben Roth is actually the person answering my support ticket. Oh yeah, no, it's down for the moment, but we're working on it. Let me tell you, it's never been up.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture. There's nothing I could do with it.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
There's nothing I could do with it. You could ask any of those community guys. That's basically worth nothing whatsoever.
Я тікаю Кассандра, игривая подра, затмевала разум, убивала музыканта. Тем не менее я рядом был и верил аллегориями. Я тикаю Кассандра, игривая подра, затмевала разум, убивала музыканта. Тем не менее я рядом был и верил аллегориями. Съедены вот этой веры. На реке тебя накормленные бредом, ай-яй-яй, ты на шунгере души педалами любима, так и стоит аллегантными родимыми, храним образа, пасы угнетенными зеркалами.